What up, and welcome to the 901 Bets. Think of this as sports betting for dummies right here in Memphis. Before we get rolling, quick reminder, if gambling has become a problem for you, hit that Tennessee Gambling Hotline, that number right on your screen, 800-889-9789. All right, y'all, time for today's Bankroll Basics. And we're talking about something with a little facial hair in the name. It's called a beard. Now, don't worry, we're not talking about my beard, or John Morant showing up with a new look, or even Penny Hardaway letting his chin beard go gray. In betting, a beard is someone who places a wager on behalf of someone else to hide the real bettor's identity. Why would you do that? Simple. Some sharp bettors, which are the folks who really know what they're doing, run into limits at sportsbooks. So instead of placing a big bet themselves, they send in a beard to place it for them. So picture this, a sharp bettor wants to lay down a big wager on the Tigers covering against Arkansas, but the sportsbook already knows his face and caps him. He calls up a buddy, maybe someone in Memphis gear says, hey, put this ticket in for me. Boom, that's a beard in action. It's all about concealing identity and getting more money down without raising red flags. All right, now let's keep on moving along now with our bets from Bill. This one comes from my pal Rish. He's dipping into Heisman futures, texting me that he's threw some money on Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin and Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. Why does he think so? Well, I don't really know, but I could see where he's coming from. So let's talk about it. Let's start with Julian Sayin. Buckeye fans were told to temper expectations, but the freshman hasn't listened. He's off to a strong start, showing poise and playmaking well beyond his years. He handled Texas in week 1, then followed that up with back-to-back 300-yard games, tossing 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks. The picks are something to clean up, though, but with the bye before Washington, he's already proven he could be special. Now let's get to Dante Moore at Oregon. The redshirt sophomore is operating at an elite level, completing nearly 80% of his passes with 7 touchdowns to just 1 pick. He's spreading the ball everywhere, hitting deep shots, and leading a Ducks team that looks better than its number 6 ranking suggests. Now, would I personally throw some money on either? No, I wouldn't. And that's because I've already said on this program that I think LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is the guy for Heisman. But right now, Moore is a pretty safe play. He's got pretty good odds at plus 1,300 and saying he's real let's get this bread play at 1,700. So, Rish, go for it. Anyways, let's get to our Bluff City lines. Memphis and Arkansas, big game, tough to bet. Now, my gut says stay away from the money line, so let's look at the total instead. The number set at 62.5, and I like the under. I know we're talking about 2 high-octane offenses, but hear me out. Arkansas games have hovered right around that mark, but Memphis games have stayed lower, averaging about 55 points. Both teams can score, but I just think with the defenses and the game flow and the crowd energy, that'll lend it all to suggest this won't turn into a full shootout. So my gut is leaning under 62 in this one. All right, let's move on down to Oxford with those hotty-toddy Ole Miss Rebels going against Tulane from Nolens. Now, I must admit, I'm getting sick of betting on Ole Miss spread. I am so close to putting them on my ban list, but they're 3-0 with 2 SEC wins. But that defense, as we talked about with Steven, looks shaky. Last week, they needed 41 points to get past Arkansas, and Razorbacks quarterback Taylor Green carved them up. Well, Ole Miss, they'll score, which is why I'm taking the over on their total points at 36.5, but stopping people is the question. That's why I'm leaning towards Tulane to cover that 10.5 spread in this one. So let's check in on my record. Last week, I went 2-1. I got the Memphis money line and the 3.5 spread against Troy right, but once again, I came up short on that Ole Miss spread. They did not cover the 7.5 line against Arkansas. So overall, I'm 5-4 on the season. So I'm over 500. Take that, Ruben. Always talking, man. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on my name. We over 500. Anyways, as always, send me your takes. Now, if you have a betting terminology you're unsure of, send it my way. You want my opinion on a slip or a ticket you have? send it my way. And man, if you even just want to spotlight your W, we will give you your flowers on this program because we have fun over here, man. At me on X at RD2Sports. Text the number 901-321-7520 or just use the hashtag ABC24Floor. But in saying all that, remember, folks, producer Jared, bring it up one more time. This content is for entertainment purposes only. ABC24 and its affiliates do not encourage gambling. Viewer discretion is advised. Any betting decisions you make are solely your responsibility. We are not responsible for any financial losses or wins resulting from information presented on this program. That's all we have for you right now. Coming up next is the AP Top 25 Overrated. Woo, boy, I got a take on that because we've got Say What after a short break.